Hello and welcome to Fight the Timer. Thanks for downloading this and I hope you get some use out of it. So we're going to start with just some basic things of like how to extract it and how you can run it. It's very simple. All you're going to do is right click on the downloaded zip, extract all. Open up the folder and you'll see these folders, internal, avatars, etc. You're going to see this application. Just go ahead and run it. And by default, it opens it in OBS mode, but you can change that just by going to settings, right click, settings, unselect OBS mode, and relaunch. It'll give you some warnings that basically it's going to restart the timer. So I'll talk about that at the end of the video of how OBS mode works, but by default it's on. So if you don't want it on, just go to settings and uncheck the OBS mode box. Now in terms of regular settings for this timer, you've got some basic actions when you right click. You could start it, pause, resume, stop. You can open projects, you can quit, and let's go over some of the settings for the timer. So for timer settings, you've got a bunch of different ones. Your basic Pomodoro style settings. There's also a bunch of customization you can do, so you can change the size of the clock font, you can change the color, you can change the round color over here, you can change the fighter name color, you can change the size of your avatar. There's two options, small or large. And let's just go and customize it right now and can show you some different features. So I'm going to change the font. Let's choose a different color. Let's go round, blue, break, I'll leave, fighter name, let's go red. And I've got my avatar already in, and I'm going to go large size. And there you go. There's your updated specs. And you can't see the round because the blue is getting washed out by the black background. So the next thing is project tracking. If you want to have project tracking, you need a unlock code for it, which you can get on Gumroad. And if you purchase it, it would help me and support my channel and help me continue working on some of these projects. So if you go new project, it'll ask you for the unlock code. If you have the code, just enter it in. So I just entered in the code and it says project tracking is unlocked. I go back and go new project and let's go YouTube tutorial. So now it's going to track how long I work on this project for, and it'll go start. Begin. And there you go. And when it reaches the end of a round, it's going to pause the tracking. So the tracking is only active when the actual round is happening. It doesn't track when you're pausing it, when you stop it, when you are on a break. It will not track time for those things. And I'm thinking about adding some other features regarding the tracking, but we'll see at this point. And the last thing we can talk about is the folder structure. So for the folder structure, we have an avatars folder, a fonts folder, projects folder, and sounds. Let's start with avatars. So with avatars, you can put any picture you want here. It will auto crop it to the correct size that will fit. And the fonts folder, it will, so these are the fonts that I've included, but you can include any TTF file or OTF file fonts. So if you don't like the clock font, or it looks too old school for you, or you need something a little more professional looking, you can change the fonts by adding them in here, and then you can just go in the settings and it'll show up in the drop down box. And the projects folder will have any of your projects in a text file. So right now it shows 0 because I haven't exited it out of the app. When you exit it out, then it'll save the file. So say you worked on a project for 3 hours and you didn't track it, you want to add the time. All you could do is open up the text file and 3 hours converted to seconds and put that time in here, or append it onto whatever time you've already got in there. So it's pretty easy to customize. And lastly, the sounds folder. These are all the sounds that play at different aspects of the sessions. The next round starts, there's a sound. When a round completes, there's a different sound, and these are all WAV files. So if you don't like any of these sounds, you can take them out. You can put in your own WAV files. If there's multiple files within a folder for sounds, it will round robin them. So that's kind of how the logic works. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have any feature suggestions or any things that you'd like to see, this is just version 1, throwing this out there. I use it a lot for myself. I want to get it on some other platforms like Mac and eventually for Android, but that's like longer down the line. So hopefully you found this helpful, and thank you for watching. Oh, last thing, if you need to contact me if there's any weird issues, you can scroll to the bottom of the website and contact me there, or my email is there, or you can go on my YouTube channel, which is just search String Snare, and you can leave me a comment on one of my videos. Thanks.
Yo, hellos.
Y'all must have forgot. Excellent song. Okay, I forgot to talk about OBS settings. One of the reasons I made this timer was because when I tried using some other ones, adding them in OBS, I was getting like a weird doubling problem. So I would start my timer and then I would have OBS track the window, but then when I would go to another window, it turned out there was like doubling. So it was something to do with how OBS was grabbing the window. So that's why I created this OBS mode for this app. And the way it works is basically you just turn it on. So you click the checkbox and it says OBS mode change will apply next time you launch the app. And it basically actually just does a restart, or asks you if you want to do a restart. So you restart it and then you'll see like this kind of white border window. It's completely normal. It's part of how it works. So what I would do then is I would go in OBS, and I don't know if this is going to work or show up because I'm showing you my OBS settings. There might be some wonkiness happening. But basically you just want to make sure that you add a source, a window capture, and then you're just going to make sure your properties are locking onto the window. So in this case it says Pomodoro timer. By the time this app is released, it will have like fight the timer.exe. So you make sure it's grabbing that window, and make sure capture method is Windows 10. If you set it on automatic, I've seen like weird things happen, or at least weird things happen with me. So that's kind of like the setting that you want to make sure is on Windows 10 1903 and up. I'm sure it'll work for Windows 11. I've tested it for Windows 11. And then window title must match, and that's pretty much it. And then that way, when you start the timer,
Go.
what's going to happen is like any window that you click on, like if I go to, let's say, resolve, you'll only see like one instance of the timer. You're not going to see two instances, because what happens is any window you click on, you see how that happened, the timer goes to the very background. So if I was to go to the desktop, even it'll looks like it's not there, but it is there. So I only use the OBS mode when I'm actually recording an OBS session. So hopefully that helps anybody. I know there's like apps out there that do this, like Stage Timer and stuff, but part of the reason I did this was I just wanted something a little bit creative, and I didn't really want to like be hooked to the internet for like, especially when I'm working on my music. I have like very strict settings on my computer, and this kind of helps solve the problem. So it's a very niche use case, but I think there may be some people out there that this might help. So finally I'm done. Thank you.
That's what I expected.